So we are here today with a little vignette that we call Realtors in Closing, Solving Problems, and we're currently sitting today with
Gloria, Worley, Century 21. I'm the broker, and
Natalie, Canon.
she's my associate.
also with Century 21.
We're Century 21.
Gloria, why don't you give us a little bit of background on how many years and experience, how much experience you have in the real estate business?
I've been 21 years as a broker and top agent in the county, #1 in Northeast Florida in 2006 with Century 21, #11 in the nation, large production, and so a lot of experience behind real estate.
Mm-hmm.
I love real estate, so
How about you, Natalie?
we do, yeah.
Well, I got into the business after working at a restaurant for a few years, family restaurant, and decided to join my mom over at Century 21. So it's been 6 years now. I've lived in St. Augustine my whole life, so I know a lot about the town and the community and everything, and I really enjoy it. I've been top lister and top producer with Century 21.
So we're the mother-daughter team.
Awesome.
And service is #1 for us, customer service, because we, being in the restaurant business, because our family has a restaurant business, it's service
Absolutely.
all the time.
That
So,
makes a lot of
and that's
sense.
why we use Old Town Title too, because they service us very well.
So tell us how you really got into the real estate business. What was the trigger that made you?
Working in the restaurant business. Well, my father was a broker years ago, but working in the restaurant business, and I worked a little bit for him. But in the restaurant business, I was with a gentleman who does a lot of business downtown, and he suggested, you know, you're selling the wrong thing. You should be selling real estate because you make a whole lot more money. And I thought, you know, yeah, my dad did that, and maybe I'll try it. So I just kind of looked into it. I said to him, if I get in the real estate business, are you going to buy from me? And he said, sure will. And so that first year, I just kicked it. I mean, he bought a lot of property from me, and I fell in love with doing it. I love real estate. So
Terrific. How about you, Natalie?
I really enjoy working with people, helping people, you know, serving others, and with having 2 kids as well, the hours and the time, even though, you know, you work your own hours, if you want to be there and be there for others, you're kind of more on call than anything,
Mm-hmm.
but having the hours and the flexibility and stuff also is really helpful with real estate.
Terrific. Okay, so we're really gathered here to find out this mysterious question, and the question of the day is, in your career, has there been a very unusual or quirky situation where you and your experience had to sort of solve the problem for one or many of your clients?
could I say maybe a lot of times every year? Probably a ton of times every year, but I run into this year especially. I think I had 2 or 3 times where it was like a lot of back and forth trying to maneuver everything, make it work, and Natalie was covering for me on some of it, but then all of a sudden it's like, all right, we got to do something. It was the timing. We had a buyer in 2 different locations that were on the documents, and then we had a seller in Tampa. So we kind of were just brainstorming and trying to figure out how we're going to make this happen all on the same day. It all has to get signed on the same day. Well, boom, we got Delta Express, got there and met the gentleman at the airport with a courier and a notary, got it signed, got it back on the plane, got it back that day, had the other guy come in, and then it happened. It was like, it was amazing. I said, wow.
That really is amazing.
Yeah, it was. It was like, I thought, I don't think we're ever going to get this closed, but it did happen, and of course, Old Town Title helped facilitate that for me. So it was a miracle, really.
That's like leprechauns coming at night.
It was amazing. I'm just like, can this really happen? And it did, and it was crazy. And then the seller said, I can't believe you did it. It's great. It all came together.
That's definitely a tale to
that
share.
was a
Yes,
lot.
For
yeah.
other questions.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't know how. It's crucial that you get the documents dated and signed on the right time, or the bank's not going to do it. So
Good question.
it worked out. Yeah.
Anything different than that, Natalie? Do you have a different one or something similar to it, or?
There have just been a couple things where you're just like close to getting the negotiating done and getting everything, you know, closed and sealed, and whether it's like having to, you know, help out with like a home warranty to throw in there, or just getting things taken care of that way, or if I have to, lower a little bit of my commission just to get things sealed and done. As I'll do whatever it takes, to get. I've had that quite a few times.
So again, understanding sort of the
Get
service
things.
model and understanding what the consumer wants and and driving.
Yeah,
that
it's
and,
just to make
Make it
everyone
all
happy.
happen.
Make
That's
it
what it is. Sometimes you got to call up and say, "Hey, I'm going to get a truck. I'll meet you over there. We're getting everything out." I've done that many times. Where you haven't got everything out. Okay, now Natalie, get a cleaning person. Call somebody. Let's get it cleaned. And we've done it and made it happen. When you think it's not going to happen, you'll make it happen.
right? Jack of all trades.
You've got to make it happen.
The 11th hour usually has a good hand on that too.
Yes. It seems like anymore there's not that many smooth sailing unless they're cash, and sometimes that doesn't even.
I think that's sometimes
cash
even
can
worse.
have a couple glitches in it, but
Very
it's
cool.
it's all in getting a good team together to make it happen. That's the only way.
Well, one last question I have for you is it's kind of sort of a retrospective on your career. But what is it about real estate that you like the most? What is there a specific thing? Is it a general thing? Anything that you can?
What I like the most is I feel like instrumental in making people's dreams come true. A lot of times, it's the key to it, and doing it well so that they love you.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I'm very competitive, so I want to win you over. That's just the way I am. My personality is, and probably to a point, to a fault, but I want you to be happy with me, and so sometimes I do too much a lot of times, but never too much, I don't think. I mean, sometimes I probably said, well, I really didn't have to go that far, but it's all good because in the end, throughout my whole career, I've never said, well, you want the customer to walk away and say, I want to use you forever.
Right.
And my kids are going to use you. And I'm trying to, I don't want to date myself too much or age myself, but now I'm selling to the kids.
Right.
So that's good. When I start selling to the grandkids, then maybe I'll think about maybe I should be retiring.
And sometimes the kids are selling to the kids.
But like the kids are, that's right. But it's all of a sudden I'll see kids that I know, and I'm going, wow, you kids are young. You're buying a house now. What's happened? Time's flying by. But it's the time, and people need to be out there, and this is the time to buy.
Definitely.
It is in our great town. Before it's already exploding. You know that St. Augustine's exploding.
It's amazing. Anything different than that, Natalie?
I do love working with buyers per se, and like the hunt of finding that perfect and that special house for somebody, and I love just going out of the way, and it's always such a challenge. Not a lot of people like to work with buyers, but I love it because it is a challenge to find that specific house that somebody wants. And first-time home buyers are one of my favorite too, because it's their first, it's not like buying a t-shirt or, something that you can just take back to the store. It's their first like huge purchase, and it's just great to be there for that.
Very rewarding and sort of gratifying in that process. Very cool. Very cool. Well, ladies, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining
Thanks
us.
so much.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate Old Town Title and all they've done for me through the years. They've been my title company. I count on them. Call them anytime I want.
We certainly appreciate that.